This program is sponsored in part by the South Bend Education Foundation.
Coming up on SBS-TV News.
We'll hear from the survivor of a traumatic car accident that's made international news and learn what he's doing now.
February is CTE month. We visit a class that's soaring high above the others.
Find out how technology is helping student nurses improve their bedside manner.
And one of Riley's own has his jersey retired. Find out who it is and why in Sports Zone.
From the SBS-TV studios at Riley High School, this is SBS-TV News, South Bend.
Welcome to SBS-TV News, South Bend's award-winning school news show. I'm Miya Mason from John Adams High School.
And I'm Will Atkins from Riley High School. He made international news in January after surviving 6 days trapped inside his car with only rainwater to drink.
Now Matt Reum of South Bend is out of the hospital. Lydia Thurston and I recently caught up with him to see how he's transitioning to his second chance at life.
I made a joke saying that after I swerved, everything went downhill. See, you guys see the humor in it.
Matt Reum feels the best way to overcome any obstacle, even in a car accident that left him trapped for 6 days and eventually claimed much of his left leg, is with humor. It was foggy on December 20th when he missed his exit and had to circle back around. All of a sudden, he saw a deer and swerved.
My truck rolled twice. I went through a creek and I landed underneath a bridge. That's where I camped for 6 days, inadvertently.
Though the South Bend man was only 15 feet down, no one could see the accident from the road. With his leg pinned and cell phone out of reach, his calls for help went unanswered.
And, maybe I should have texted these people I love them one more time. And, you have a lot of regrets that, you don't think about in life while you're living, but in a situation like that, and you have all these thoughts coming at you at once.
After several days, believing no one would come for him, he kept a journal of his ordeal and wrote a goodbye note to his best friend. But just when things seemed darkest, 2 men looking for a fishing hole spotted the wreckage.
And I woke up and these 2 guys were outside my truck. And I didn't believe that they were real.
By that time, Reum believed 9 days, not just 6, had passed. The 27-year-old was taken to Memorial Hospital in South Bend, where he spent 3 weeks and underwent 2 surgeries to amputate his left leg.
So I've always been jovial and optimistic, and I try to make the best out of every situation.
Reum's positive outlook has not only helped with recovery, but also in adjusting to a new life. He's become closer with friends and family, moved into a new apartment that's more accessible, hopes to get a new leg by May, and has garnered a lot of attention.
I've never been really good with communicating with people, and now I do it all the time, which is a weird turn of events.
He says he's always liked to help people, but never knew how. Now he has a platform to do so. He's heard from several people who say his story has lifted their spirits, and one person who says it stopped him from committing suicide.
It's nice being remembered as the guy who survived, but that's not. I want to be remembered as the guy who made somebody's day better.
For SBS-TV News, I'm Miya Mason.
South Bend schools have entered into a new partnership with Purdue Polytechnic High School. Under the new agreement, the charter school will work under the umbrella of the South Bend School Corporation while still maintaining some autonomy. Essentially, the agreement allows the two to work with each other instead of against. The agreement allows for shared extracurricular activities and food services while allowing Polytechnic to maintain control over education and some services. It also is a compromise which meets a new law which requires public schools to start sharing funding with charter schools starting in 2025.
The seniors of South Bend schools and their families will be celebrating their graduations at the Compton Ice Arena at Notre Dame this spring. The Adams Eagles will go first with graduation on Thursday, June 6th at 6 p.m. Then on Friday, June 7th, it's the Panthers' turn. Washington High School's graduation ceremony begins at 5 p.m. They will be followed at 7:30 p.m. by Rise Up Academy. And on Saturday, June 8th, it's a double feature. The Riley Wildcats take the stage first at 10 a.m. with the Colonials wrapping up Clay's last graduation at 1 p.m.
February is CTE month, highlighting the accomplishments of students who are part of career and technical education.
Our school district offers over 20 CTE programs, but one class is soaring higher above the others. Matt Reum has the story.
I've always loved planes since I was a kid, the feeling of takeoff.
Riley High School senior Janiyah Williams is hoping to take off on a path to her future career.
Taking this course just gives me the opportunity to learn more about planes, what I want to do in the system.
The course is Aviation Flight and Operations. It's a 2-year career and technical education program offered through South Bend schools. The students are learning what it takes to work in the aviation industry, and having their classroom inside the airport is perfect for experiencing real-world scenarios.
We've learned air traffic control communications, and we've actually gotten to go to the air traffic control tower.
Instructor Tom Savchik has experience as an avionics technician and navigator in the Kentucky Air National Guard.
Why is it a T-tail, right? So why is it?
Big picture, year one is FAA ground school for private pilots.
We learn about all sorts of things from aviation, weather, from aircraft systems.
But the classroom isn't the only place the students learn about aviation. They also get hands-on experience on this flight simulator.
I like it when we do use the simulation because I think that's interesting and fun.
Push the yoke forward to speed up now.
A lot of things you've got to get right. So the great thing about the simulator is that now I don't have to do this in a real airplane. I can do that on the ground, right, and be safe.
Soon the class will find themselves off the ground and in the air. Working with the company Alpha Flight, students will get behind the controls of an actual plane. No matter what the students pursue after school, Savchik says the problem-solving skills they've learned will benefit them in any career.
They figured something out they didn't think they could figure out. That, to me, is everything.
Reporting from the South Bend International Airport, I'm Matthew Pandori-Tesley for SBS-TV News.
Congratulations to the Adams Business Professionals of America, or BPA Club. Indiana's Region 2 competition was recently held in Warsaw. 8 Adams students have advanced to the state competition, earning 45 awards in 17 categories. The students taking home first place awards include sophomore Brandon Davidson for meeting and event planning, senior Yamilet Garcia for administrative support, sophomore Maria Gomez for digital communication design, and junior Mario Ruiz Yamamoto for health administration. Those competing at BPA State hope to qualify for nationals, which will be held in Chicago in May.
There's a shortage of more than 1,600 teachers in Indiana. The South Bend School Corporation hopes to change that, at least in our school district. The school corporation is giving non-teachers and educators a chance to re-enter the classroom. 11 scholarships will be given to employees to cover the cost of schooling and to help get teaching certificates. The program is called Bloomboard. It helps paraprofessionals with associate degrees to earn a bachelor's degree and become certified teachers. Superintendent Dr. Todd Cummings says it's a welcome solution to an ongoing issue.
It allows them to make more money. They're already committed to South Bend and South Bend schools, and it helps us get them to be teachers really quickly. And it's a really great idea, we think.
The local teachers union is in support of the new opportunity and applauds the chance to advance learning in the classroom with more dedicated teachers. Within a year and a half, South Bend schools should have its 11 new fully educated and certified teachers.
The nursing program at IUSB is getting ready to expand. The Dwyer Healthcare Simulation Center is set to open later this year.
Which got us thinking, what is a nursing simulator anyway? Lydia Thurston and Jamal Dukes recently visited for some answers.
A 3-year-old boy comes into the ER with a burst appendix. Taking care of a toddler in pain is usually difficult, but in this situation, it's even more complicated due to a language barrier. This is just one of the many simulations nursing students at IUSB encounter during their training. Caitlin Shaver is a senior who hopes to work in a pediatric unit someday.
It was very cool to see kind of the technology that goes into it, but definitely kind of nerve-wracking because this is the first time you're doing anything like this.
Taryn Lichty, a clinical assistant professor, says because patients come in all shapes and sizes, so do the simulation mannequins. Some are infants or toddlers, others are adults of both genders, and come in a variety of skin colors.
Our mannequins can breathe, they have a heartbeat, they have a blood pressure, they can talk. And so it's a really nice environment for our students to be able to learn how to take care of patients before they even actually get to take care of patients.
From behind an observation window, Lichty acts as the voice for patients and also controls the technology for the simulations.
With real life human beings, you can go and ask any questions you can with like the nurse you're shadowing under, and here you're the nurse. You're supposed to just work off the top of your head.
Can I call a timeout?
One of the great things about doing a simulation like this, as opposed to working in the real world, is that students get the opportunity to stop and ask questions. Assistant Dean of Nursing, Barbara White, says the whole idea behind these simulations is to allow students to figure out situations for themselves in a way they can't do when helping live people.
We first need you to learn it, and then we need you to take that learning and put it in the next patient situation. And the next patient situation, because we deal with human beings, is never exactly the same as the previous one.
After the simulation, the students take part in a debriefing to learn what they did well and what they still need to work on. While none of this is for a grade, the simulations count towards participation.
Practice makes perfect. Nobody is good the first time round.
For SBS TV News, I'm Lydia Thurston.
Indiana's largest FAFSA filing event, College Gold Sunday, will be held February 25th from 2 to 4 p.m. at IUSB. Financial aid filing experts from across Indiana will be available during the event to answer questions and help attendees file their FAFSA forms. The event is free, but students or their families must attend in person to get help. Students who attend the event and fill out a prize form will be eligible to win one of 5 $1,000 educational prizes. Be sure to ask for the forms when you arrive. For more information on the 35th Annual College Gold Sunday, visit collegegoldsunday.org.
It's winter homecoming season. Riley's homecoming was supposed to be in mid-January. However, the Wildcats had to postpone due to bad weather. While several floors of the school took on various movie themes such as The Wizard of Oz and Wonka, the dance and game have been rescheduled. The semi-formal will take place on Sunday, February 18th at Riverside Terrace in Mishawaka from 8 to 11. Tickets can be picked up in the treasurer's office for $15 cash or $16 card. Last week, Washington High School celebrated its homecoming too with a Spirit Week. Some of the crazy themes included student-teacher swap and safari tourists versus safari animals. The week culminated in a senior night for the Panthers in which they took on Marion in boys basketball.
Tonight marks Clay High School's last winter homecoming before the school closes. The theme for the winter formal this evening is A Night in Paris. Over the past week, students have taken part in Spirit Week clothing themes. For example, on Monday, the upperclassmen wore all black and the underclassmen dressed in white.
Coming up after the break, we'll take you to a special place where you can march to the beat of your own drummer.
Education is the cornerstone of success. It empowers students to achieve their dreams and build better lives. That's why South Bend Education Foundation is committed to promoting and funding initiatives that enrich learning experiences for students and staff in South Bend schools. Visit www.edfo.org for more information.
Have you ever wanted to play a musical instrument? Or maybe jam with fellow musicians? Jamal Dukes takes us to a special place in downtown South Bend where everyone is welcome.
And then leave that there. They say it takes a village. And here in South Bend, the Music Village offers many opportunities for the community to explore a love of music. Executive Director Josh Airy and his team are working hard to let people know about this hidden gem.
So today was our open house, and it was specifically geared toward students who may have received a gift certificate or an instrument or both for the holidays as a gift, so that they could come in and explore.
The instructors didn't just showcase their own talents, they also turned a spotlight on the guests, giving them hands-on experiences with the instruments. One instrument in particular was surprisingly popular: the accordion.
It was fun. They picked up quick. Even the 80-year-old man that I had come in, he was like loving it. He said how much fun it would be to learn.
Here at the Music Village, they could teach anyone how to play an instrument, even me.
The most rewarding thing for me is working with my students one-on-one and seeing the progress that they make and how good it feels to them.
The Music Village accepts students of all ages. If you're hesitant to try, the instructors offer some encouragement.
This is a friendly place. You will not find a friendlier, more welcoming, more accepting kind of setting.
It's a lot of fun. I love it. It feels like I'm home with my peeps.
For more information on the services they offer, visit themusicvillage.org. For SBS-TV News, I'm Jamal Dukes.
Last weekend, aspiring filmmakers got a chance to premiere their work to the public. The 35th Annual Notre Dame Student Film Festival featured 14 short films produced over the past year as part of coursework in the Department of Film, Television, and Theater. Most of the films were shot in the South Bend area with local actors, but most of the documentaries, such as Island Zero and The Mayor of Idlewild, were filmed in locations across the country. Following the tradition of previous years, the audience was invited to cast their votes for their favorite film via text message after each screening. This year, the coveted Audience Choice Award went to Confission, the story of a young woman who accidentally kills her priest's prized goldfish.
The tradition of Groundhog's Day derives from the Pennsylvania Dutch tradition of the groundhog predicting spring. If he comes out of his burrow and he sees its shadow, it's 6 more weeks of winter.
If not, then spring is right around the corner. So we know there's already been a warm-up, but will it be sunny enough for the groundhogs around the country? Alex Love joins us now with a look at weather.
It is Groundhog's Day, and of course that means weather prediction by a rodent. It might interest you to know that the most famous groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil, has only predicted in the early spring 16 times since he started doing it 137 years ago. Chances are we won't get an early spring this time either. Of course, a better question is, how has a groundhog lived 137 years? Anyways, getting to the real weather. Today we have considerable clouds with an early decrease in clouds later in the day and a high of 46, slight chance of rain at 10%. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies early and then partly cloudy in midnight with a low of 34 with a chance of rain, but not likely. As we take a look in the weekend, on Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high of 51, a mix of light rain and snow at midnight with a low of 38 with a chance of precipitation. On Sunday, mostly cloudy skies with a few showers later in the day, high around 50 with a 30% chance of rain. Mostly cloudy with a mixture of light rain and snow, developing late low at 37 with a 30% chance of precipitation. That's all from the Weather Center. I'm Alex Love. Back to the anchor desk.
Thanks, Alex. Stick around, there's still plenty to come. Reese Kissel brings us the latest from South Bend School sports, and a celebrity chef recently visited Riley. We'll tell you who.
Riley High School is excited to announce the formation of the brand new esports team, South Bend Cyberstrike. They will begin as a club and grow to become varsity league with the Indiana Esports Network. Co-coach Michael Corabetis says it's a great opportunity for students.
This is a lot of fun, allows them to play against other friends, allows them to play against other teams, and opens up scholarship opportunities for them.
Currently, 170 U.S. colleges and universities now have official esports teams, and many offer partial esports scholarships, full tuition scholarships, and full rides for their rosters.
Basketball games, wrestling tournaments, and celebrities. Oh my! It's time now to turn to Sports Zone. Reese Kissel has the latest all things sports for South Bend schools.
You're entering the SBS-TV Sports Zone.
As the weather is warming up, so are South Bend athletics. Welcome to Sports Zone. I'm Reese Kissel from Riley High School with another Sports Zone update. The Riley Wildcats boys basketball team has been having a great season as they are #1 in the South Bend School District. While they have hit a few bumps in the road, it has only made them stronger. Isaiah Packer caught up with some of his fellow players and head coach Alex Daniel to find out the key to their success.
I'm Isaiah Packer, a sophomore wing on this year's basketball team. I believe we're having a great season, but I'm not the only one.
Season's going really well. Happy with where we are. Hoping to be playing our best basketball as we enter the sectional play. Got a really good group. We're an older group at this point. We've been working with this group for a couple of years, so we have 5 seniors on this year's group. So I think some of our best competition at times is our own team. So practices are really competitive and helps us get ready for the teams we're facing.
The Riley basketball team this year is ranked 15th in the state. So far, we're 16-4 and on track to win the conference. But what's the key to our success?
Being consistent, having guys show up to practice every day, and really just being consistent and coming to workouts even when they're not mandatory.
Yeah, it's always a challenge in practice. We got guys competing every day, so that makes us better. And it's just a family environment, so we always go after each other, try to make each other better.
We don't leave each other's side. Wherever we go, we're with each other all the time.
I think we play a fun style of basketball. These guys have been working really hard. I appreciate all the support we've had. We haven't had a ton of home games this year, so when we play local and we play here at home, hopefully we get some good crowds and come watch these guys perform.
Make sure to come out to the last of our regular season games. I'm Isaiah Packer at Riley High School, reporting for Sports Zone. Now back to you, Reese.
Thanks, Isaiah. Good luck with the rest of your season. And a quick congratulations to the Adams boys basketball coach, Chad Johnson, on his recent 300th career win over Bremen. The draw for the 49th Annual Girls Basketball IHSAA Sectional has been announced. John Adams was up first in the 4A Sectional hosted by Washington High School. The Lady Eagles took on the Port in Game 1. Adams won 61-25 and advances to play Riley tonight in Game 2. Regionals will be held next weekend, February 10th. For the second year, regionals will be a single-game championship, and semi-state will be a 2-game affair with the winner advancing to the state championship. The 4 state championship games will be played at Gamebridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis on Saturday, February 24th. Stakes are high for all South Bend schools as basketball season is coming to an end. Riley boys traveled to Penn last Friday in a much-anticipated matchup but fell 66-54. The Wildcat girls traveled to Elkhart Christian Academy on Saturday but fell short in a close game 35-31. Adams Eagles hosted Bremen on Monday and entered the week with a win, beating Bremen 59-46. The girls traveled over to LaPorte on Tuesday and came home with a win 61-25. Washington boys traveled to Crown Point on Saturday but came home with a loss 85-64. Clay boys traveled to Mishawaka on Monday but fell short with a score of 61-47. Colonial girls hosted Mishawaka Marion on Tuesday and won with a score of 55-28. As we head into the final stretch of basketball, the Wildcat boys traveled to Bremen on February 9th, while the girls played their final game at home against Adams on February 2nd. The Adams Eagles boys host Portage on February 3rd. The Colonial boys and girls both host St. Joe on February 2nd, with the girls playing in a sectional matchup. A former student of this very media class and rising basketball star is set to receive one of Riley High School's greatest honors later this month. Blake Wesley proudly wore the number 0 while at Riley. Later this month, on February 16th, the school plans to retire his number. Wesley graduated from Riley in 2021. During his senior year, he was named an Indiana All-Star. He averaged 27.1 points, 6.1 rebounds, 2.5 steals, and 2.1 assists. He led the Wildcats to a sectional title. At Notre Dame, Wesley averaged 14 points per game before being drafted by the San Antonio Spurs. 2 Lady Wildcats recently advanced to the girls' state wrestling finals in Kokomo. Riley Jr. Naisha Gindelberger and sophomore Janiyah Howard both made it to state. Schindelberger in the 170-pound class had a hard-fought win over her Colombian City competitor to pick up a pin in the final 21 seconds. She then scored another pin during the second period in the quarterfinals over Lebanon, then picked up a 7-2 win in the semifinal match over New Haven, but went down in the championship during the second period to Southport's Avalon Moscone. Janiyah Howard lost her first-round match in the 190-pound weight class. More than 100 schools had at least one girl competing in the championship. A testament to how much girls wrestling has grown in just a few short years. Congratulations to the Riley boys wrestling team as well. The 2024 Wildcats team finished third in the NIC conference meet. Marcus Young stood out as a champion, while Jaden Fleming and Justin Smith were runners-up. Braxton Shines, Isaiah Rivas, and Adrian Griffin all came in third. Riley will send 10 people to regionals, with 3 making all-conference. Meanwhile, looking at other South Bend schools, the Washington Panthers had 2 wrestlers advance to regionals. Clay was able to send 1 wrestler to regionals, while Adams sent 4. The Northern Conference Boys NIC meet has concluded for swimmers in South Bend schools. Riley boys finished as a runner-up to Penn High School, 640 to 429. The Wildcats won 4 events to help the team finish as runner-ups. Senior Chris Bartmus set a meet record in the 100 breaststroke with a time of 56.07. Neighboring South Bend school Adams finished in 5th place with a score of 234, while Washington finished in 9th place with a score of 10. Swimming for both boys and girls for all South Bend schools are preparing for sectionals. Good luck to all schools. If you caught the Sugar Bowl or the College Football Playoff National Championship, you might have seen a familiar face. That's because Washington's offensive assistant coach, Shaq Vann, is a former John Adams student. In fact, he was a star running back for the Eagles, rushing more than 2,000 yards. He also played defensive back. In a single game against St. Joe, he once carried the ball 39 times for 425 yards. He also was 3rd in state in track. Vann got to Washington with connections he made playing college football at Eastern Michigan. He joined the Huskies in 2022. That about wraps up for Sports Zone. I'm Reese Kissel, and now back to the anchor desk.
Thanks, Reese. Before we go, if you've ever seen Netflix's Taco Chronicles, you might recall that Season 3's opener revolves around street food in the Windy City. One of the places featured is Jonathan Zaragoza's family restaurant Berea Zaragoza. The celebrity chef recently paid a visit to Riley High School, doing both Q&As and cooking demonstrations. Zaragoza said he was mostly raised by women who taught him to cook at a young age. He feels like cooking is one of the best ways to show love and appreciation for others. During his cooking demonstration, he not only showed students how to make one of his favorite sandwiches, which he also made on the Netflix show, he also gave several tips, such as cold onions are less likely to make a chef cry while processing them, and how to chop garlic. After his demonstration, he invited his audience of masterclass students to cook with him.
That about wraps it up for SBS TV News. Be sure to check us out online at sbstvradio.org. I'm Miya Mason.
And I'm Will Atkins. Have a great weekend, everyone.